Hi everyone, the film that I'm going to be talking about in this video is going to be called Front of the Class. That was released in 2008. It was directed by Peter Weiner and written by Tom Rickman. Based on the book Front of the Class, How Tourette Syndrome Made This Teacher I Never Had by Brad Cohen and Lisa Wioski. This film stars Jimmy Woke as Brad Cohen and Treat Williams as his father and Patricia Heaton as his supportive mother. To give you a summary on this, I would have to say that Front of the Class tells the story of Brad Cohen, a young man with Tourette syndrome, whose dream is to become a teacher. Despite constant bullying, misunderstanding, and rejection from job interviews, Brad remains determined. His journey is not only about the career success, but also about personal acceptance and advocacy for those with disabilities. I thought that was a major plus, that he was determined, as you saw in this movie, to not give up on his dream. The portrayal of Tourette syndrome is respectful and accurate. The film shows both the physical and emotional toll of living with a misunderstood condition. It avoids turning Brad into a hero stereotype and instead focuses on humility. If we could talk something about the family dynamics, we could say that Brad family is portrayed realistically. His mother is supportive, and that's most common, that your mom, most 9 out of 10, is going to be like the biggest supporter of all. While his father initially struggled with denial of him having this syndrome. There's a strong, told around how his siblings and divorced parents experience and raise a child with special needs. These tensions feel authentic and highlighted how disability impacts the whole family as a unit. Like him going through this is how he's it's not only affecting him, but it's also showing a big impact on how his family operates with it. If we could talk about, a connection to the course of the content of this, the film releases strongly to what is studied, understanding hidden disabilities. Brad experiences in school show why educator training, is essential. His success as a teacher also shows the power of universal design and the concept of conclusion for why it was a big necessity for him to break barriers to still be with a disability but able to feel normal in a sense. If I had to take anything away from this for myself, I could tell that Brad had high expectations, and that gives me high expectations of seeing people who deal with things to be able to become somewhat normal. In the movie, Brad's story taught that the expectations shows the outcome of how hard you work. And as a future educator, I must believe in students who are gonna somewhat may go through the same thing, who may not find that just, I can pick it up just like that. But hey, I believe in you. You can do this. You have every right, every goal-driven mindset to become the best you can become. Brad taught others about his condition instead of hiding it. And I think that's a big necessity that the world needs to see, that people shouldn't dim, just because of him. Brad was going with this disability. That doesn't mean he's defeated. That doesn't mean he should be separated, And so I think that is more important in the world today more than anything. If you want to ask me maybe what was missing out of this movie, this film didn't explore systematic barriers or lack formal school support. early in Brad's life. It focused more on personal struggle and triumph, including more, about like his IEP. We see that coming. I worked in the school system for 3 weeks, and I could tell, the students who were doing with the IEPs. If I could change anything out of this, I would include some scenes showing how Brad modified lessons to support diverse learners. This was highlight, strategies, important topic, in the course. And I also love to see more insight into how his students responded to him long term. Like, how did they adapt to him, being their teacher? I would love to see how that was operated as him being a teacher in a class with a disability. In conclusion, would I recommend this film for people to watch? Most definitely, yes. And not just because it's uplifting, but From the Class is a great tool for showing that inclusion is just not something we need to be like, oh, this is something that takes place in real life every day, especially from a teacher's perspective. Excuse me, we don't see that much. So that would be something that I think people need to look like a teacher that has a disability. Beat odds. It's a powerful reminder of the impact educators can make when they lead with empathy and persistence. So that is all that I have on this film. I hope you have enjoyed my summary, and I look forward to seeing what else everybody else decided to pick. Thank you.